Hey guys, it's Jessica from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with an unhaul for you. I rarely do unhauls on my channel. I usually just randomly end up putting books in a stack and then taking them to Goodwill whenever it gets to a certain amount of height, or I put them aside for giveaways on my channel, or I take them to my classroom. And so I need to revamp my library. That is my goal for Christmas break, is to really rearrange things because my historical romance section is huge now and it's in my smallest shelf, and I want to take my YA books and put it on the small shelf and switch my historicals to a big shelf because I currently have 4 stacks now on the floor in front of my historical shelf because I have so many, and I don't need to keep all of these. I will show you here. I have all of these that I want to transfer to my classroom, and so that's how I get rid of my books. If they are YA, I just take them to school and put them in my classroom. I teach 10th grade, but I do have students 9 through 12 in my room throughout the day. So I have 3 honors, 10 classes. I have yearbook, which is where I get my 11th and 12th graders, and then I have guided reading, which is an intervention tier 2 for struggling readers. And so I have lots of books in my room, but I always can use more. Actually, it's kind of overflowing of books. But my goal is to also get many more diverse books in my room because I don't have near enough in my classroom, in my opinion. I do have quite a few, but I need more. But these are all books that I have on my shelves at home that I've read already and won't be rereading and don't have any attachment to. My favorites are staying here. Like, I had found my Jennifer Eccles books. I loved those growing up, so I'm keeping those. My Simone Alcalez books, obsessed with those. Like, the authors I grew up loving, and also the ones that I love now, like my Jennifer Armentrout books and a lot of other things. Katie McGarry, I loved her books growing up, so I'm keeping those here. But these are ones that I don't have any attachment to. They are also ones that I might end up reading later on, but I don't need to now, and I have access to them. So I'm unhauling them from my house to my classroom. So I'll go ahead and get through them. I'm not going to say too much about them. If they have a story to them, I'll have to say it, but I'm just going to go through the titles. So the first one's Forbidden by Siri James and Ryan James. I don't even remember anything about this book. I think it's an angel book, but I did read this when I got it. I got it for review from the authors, and I read it and reviewed it. I had a blog before I started my YouTube channel, so I've been blogging since 2011. So some of these are old, from like 2011 to 2014 when I was in college and blogging, and I know I got this in college. I'm not going to reread it. Same with these two. I really like these. They are Infinity and Omega. These had like multiple dimensions, and I really enjoyed these, but I'm probably not going to reread them ever again, and I think my students would enjoy them. Yeah, there are multiple dimensions. These were really fun. They were really good, but I think my students will enjoy them, so I'm putting them in my classroom because I'm never going to reread them. Same with this. I actually have the other 2 books in the series here. I'll go ahead and take them out. I enjoyed Wither by Lauren DeStefano. I'm pretty sure I read this and I enjoyed it, so I have the other 2 in hardback. I don't even remember where I got these from. I might have found them at Half Price Books and got them, but I don't even remember what happened in the first book, and I'm not going to read these 2. So these are very old as well, back from my blogging days, and I'm not going to. 2011, that's when I started blogging, so I'm not going to get around to reading these again, and I have the series, and my kids love reading series, so those are going to go in my classroom as well. I'm also looking for Alaska in my classroom. I already have a few John Green books in my classroom. They love reading The Fault in Our Stars because they've all seen the movie, and they love reading books that they've seen the movie for. This is now a movie, I think, so I think they would enjoy it. I do have a copy of this already in my classroom. I'm never gonna read it, so I'm gonna put it in my classroom. I don't love John Green. His books are a little, I don't know if pretentious is the right word, but like, I work with teenagers and they don't act like teenagers in his books. But then A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Cavallaro. I do have kids who like mystery kind of books. I don't have nearly enough of those in my classroom. I did recently get this from Book Outlet, but I think I can read it when I get around to it, but put it in my classroom for my kids to read first. Another old book. I think I just really like the cover of this one because it has like a really pretty underneath. I think I got this from Half Price Books. I think a lot of these are from the Half Price Book warehouse sale where all these were like $2. So I'm pretty sure that's where I got this one. I know this was on clearance. It's the Loose Ends list. It was just really pretty. I really like list kind of books where they like make a list and go out and do it, and it's YA, but I'm not going to get to it soon. So that's going in my classroom, and this one's old as well. This one I think I wanted to give away way back a while ago, 2015. So this, remember, I was blogging and I got this, and it sounds fun, but I just never got around to reading it. So this is going to my classroom, and I feel better that kids are going to be reading these because I didn't get around to some of these. The next one, How Not to Fall in Love by Lisa Brown Roberts. It was a romance. I pick up romances, but I'm not going to get get to it. The next one I was also sent by the publisher, but I'm definitely putting this in my classroom because I know my kids will read it, and I already have a regular copy of this, and that is P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. My kids love the Netflix version of it, so I'm definitely going to put this in my classroom. I have a student actually reading this one or the first one, I don't remember, and she brought her own copy in, but I don't have the second one in my classroom, so this is going in there. Even though I really love these covers, I don't need to hoard 2 copies of them. I have the first one in paperback and the next 2 in hardback sitting over there, so I have a complete set of them. And Jenny Han's summer series I was obsessed with in high school. My friend and I and my sister all loved them the summer I turned pretty, so I do have a copy of that on my shelves that's staying because I loved it. Then we have Finding Mr. Brightside by J. Clark. Again, this one I got used and it just looked really good, like a good romance, but I didn't get around to it, so that's going in my costume as well. Some of these I did get for review, so I know 4 of these were from the publisher. I've read 3 of the 4, so they're gonna go in my classroom. So this one I didn't read. It is The Last Thing You Said by Sarah Byron. I don't know what this is about, but I'm not going to get around to reading it, so this is in my classroom as well. These 2, the one is a show, so I've read both of these and I did enjoy them. I read them before they came out. I read them as ARCs, so I do have these ARCs in my classroom, or I did. Some of my books go missing. It's just the reality. In my classroom, I have to understand my books are going to get ripped apart and they're going to go missing. And it's just what it is when you deal with teenagers. So I have Holding Up the Universe and All the Right Places by Jennifer Niven. I had both of these from the publisher when they came out, and I read them and I really enjoyed them, and I don't need to be holding on to these though. They can go into my classroom because I think this one is a show, a movie, maybe, but they'll go in my classroom. Then I also read Her Royal Highness by Rachel Hawkins. This is actually a sapphic romance, and I do not have nearly enough sapphic romances in my classroom, so I'm going to put that in there. This is, she goes to Ireland and a boarding school in Ireland, I think, and it was cute. I really liked it. So Scotland. She went to Scotland, but going in my classroom because it's much needed there, but I read it and I enjoyed it. Then I loved Bittersweet by Sarah Ackler. That is a YA hockey romance. I'm keeping that. I loved it. I remember getting it for Christmas from my mom one year, and I love that. So I bought Scandal by Sarah Ackler, but I never read it, and I don't think I'm going to go around to reading it, but I know I loved this author. That's why I picked this up, but that's not staying here. Alright, then we have The Lovely Reckless by Kami Garcia. This one, I had an ARC, I think from ALA when I went there. Possibly. I don't even remember how I got this. It was not sent to me by the publisher. But I was excited Kami Garcia was writing a YA, but I never got around to it. And it's a pretty old release now, so this one came out in 2016, so I'm not going to get around to that. Also, Love Loosely by April Linder. I think my friend, she is a librarian now, and when we were both like graduating from college, we both went to ALA that first year in like 2016. She was there too, and I was there as a blogger. She was there as a librarian, and she gave me a bunch of her ARCs that she had left over because, you know, you don't sell ARCs, and she passed them to me, and I never got around to this. I really wanted to though. I love traveling romances, but I'm probably not going to get to this anytime soon, so this will go in my classroom. I should stop saying that. These are all going to my classroom. Then we have Moxie. This one I was really excited to have, and another teacher in the school actually read it and recommended it one year when we had like teachers recommend books and like we posted it on a board or something, and I haven't gotten around to it, but I think my kids will want to read this, so that's why I'm not holding on to it until I get to it. Then The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. I think I got this from ALA back in 2016. I haven't read it, and I'm probably not going to. These 2 I know I got from Book Outlet. I did read this one, Last Year's Mistake. I don't remember anything about it. I just remember it had nothing to do with cars, and I thought it would. Kind of like the Katie McGarry books. I think one of them had to do with cars. This one doesn't. This one, This Song Will Save Your Life, I saw it around a lot. I haven't gotten around to it yet, so these are going in my classroom. Again, stop saying that. The next 3 are to diversify my shelves, but I have read one of them and intend on reading the other ones, but I'm just holding on to them right now, and I know I can get to them later when they're in my room. So Pet by Kweke Emezi. I read this over the summer, really enjoyed it, so this is definitely gonna go on those shelves. I don't know why I haven't put it in my classroom yet. Then we have Pride by Evie Zavoy and Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter by Erica Sanchez. I got this from Half Price Books, got this from the publisher. I want to read these 2 at some point, but I know I'm not going to get to it within the next like month, so putting these on my shelves. I definitely want to get to this soon, but I'm hoarding it in my house and I have access to my classroom daily, so these are going to go there until I can get to them. Then I don't know, I think I got this on clearance, Belzar by Megan Wolitzer. I just really like the cover and I had seen it everywhere when it came out, so I wanted it, but I never got around to it. So another one, American Panda by Gloria Chow. I think I got this from the publisher, and again, I'm not going to get to it soon, and I want more diverse characters in my classroom. And the last Samsara, I think my sister read this and she didn't love it. I don't think I'll read it if my sister wasn't a fan. She does read a lot of my books, so I feel better about that. When I buy a lot, my sister ends up reading a lot of them because she just uses my library as her own personal library. Across the Universe by Beth Revis. I read this a long time ago and I really enjoyed this. So she wakes up from like a frozen sleep on this ship. It reminds me of that Jennifer Lawrence movie, and there's like secrets and lies, and it's really good. They're like supposed to be going to like a new planet or something and like supposed to be sleeping for like 100 years, and she wakes up early. It's good, but I've read it and I'm not going to reread it, so that's going. Then we have Renegades by Marissa Meyer. I don't know if I'll ever get around to this, but I think my kids will like it. So, Talon by Julie Kagawa. I got this at ALA, and I'm probably not going to read this soon. And I think my kids who like fantasy will like this. I think it's dragons, so we need to add more fantasy in my shelves too. We have Falling for You by Lisa Schroeder. I don't even know where I got this, but it's another romance, and I think this, yeah, so she has an abusive stepfather. She meets a guy, he's like everything she wants, and then he becomes abusive. I don't know if I'm in the mood for something that's serious right now. Sway by Kat Spears, another one I've been holding on to because I think I'll read it, but it's been like 5 years since I've owned it. It's a romance. Hot Dog Girl by Jennifer Dugan. I think my kids will like new YA releases, so I'm not gonna hoard this. I'll put it in my classroom and get to it when I can. We have 9 Days and 9 Nights by Katie Cotugno. I think I got this from Book Outlet, but I read and did not enjoy How to Love by her. I don't know if I like her books, so I keep on dragging my feet reading them, so I'm just not gonna keep this. Reunited by Hillary Wiseman Graham. I got this for review way back when it came out and I really enjoyed it, but again, I don't need to hold on to it. Out of the Easy by Ruta Sepidus. I have not read anything by this author yet, but I owned her 3 books, but I don't think that this one's the one I'm least excited to read. Like Salt to the Sea and Between Shades of Grey sound really interesting to me. This one I'm not as excited to read, so I'm gonna not hold on to it. Siren by Kiera Cass. I'm pretty sure my sister bought this from Half Price Books, read it, and hated it, so I haven't had any desire to pick it up. Of Beast and Beauty by Stacey J. I actually have a few Stacey J books that I really enjoyed, but I'm not gonna reread them. I think I read all 4 of these, and I did enjoy them, but they're just old YA retellings, and I'm not going to reread them. So Beast and Beauty, and then Juliet Immortal, which was really good. I really like this. And then Romeo Redeemed, which I don't know if I got around to reading the sequel, and Princess of Thorns, which I read and enjoyed as well. But I'm not going to reread these. They're better off with my kids. And then I'm going to get rid of The Dream Thieves by Maggie Seabotter. I read The Raven Boys and I didn't like it. And I just got this one because, again, this was at Half Price Books. Warehouse sale, $2, and I was like, oh, I can collect the series. People love it. I need to love it. I don't. So I need to acknowledge that even if something's popular and I didn't like it, I don't need to like it. I don't need to force myself to like it. I don't need to force myself to read it. I tried the first book, wasn't a fan, so I need to stop. So that was a short, quick unhaul for you. I hope you enjoyed. It's just, I'm not like literally getting rid of these books. I do have access to all of them in case I want to read them, but I'm glad I get to put stuff in my classroom to have my students read them. So that's where all these are going. I'll probably get rid of more. That was just a quick perusal of my shelves this morning when I was going through them, because I know in 2 weeks I'm gonna really revamp everything. I'll probably do a video of me going through my books, rearranging them, and setting up my new historical section. So that's what I have. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye.